What's up guys, my name is Bran, and welcome to my Let's Play of Sonic CD. This is the PS3 version of the wonderful remastered port by the taxman Christian Whitehead of the original Sonic CD for the Sega CD. Like I said, this is my first Let's Play, so let's just hop into it. I'm going to hit some settings first, change the spin dash back to its original version, make sure that's all set, and after this first cutscene, we'll begin. Alright, and let's begin. Here we are, the first act, not zone, but act, Palm Tree Panic. What some might call a Green Hill ripoff, I call a marvelous start to a wonderful adventure. So let's begin. You'll notice a lot of palm trees. Ooh, speed shoes already. A lot of palm trees, lots of water, and it looks very nice. But here we are. Let's just get into it. What you'll notice up here are two signs, future and past. The gimmick, or the gameplay I should say, of Sonic CD revolves around collecting one of these signs, hitting high speeds, and transporting into the past or future. So what we're going to be doing for this playthrough is going into the past and destroying the robot generators, which are creating bad futures in all the acts. So let's stop talking, let's just demonstrate. So get these high speeds, start glowing, and teleport. So here we are, now in the past, which has a completely different level structure and completely different level aesthetics. As you'll see, it's a more rustic look. I personally like it. Kind of reminds me of something from like A Land Before Time, something along those lines. But yeah, as I said, different level structure, and what you're going to do in the past of each level is look for, well, one of two things. One thing is optional, one thing is necessary. The first thing is optional, which we're going to come up to right here, a Metal Sonic generator. Metal Sonic scene stamping on some of those animals. Let's stop them from doing that. So blast into this, it's destroyed, and now animals will roam around the land, like those birds down there. But what the second thing and most important thing we're looking for is a robot generator, which is generating all of the badniks that are destroying the land and creating bad futures. These robot generators look like this, and they create robots that look like that. So let's destroy this, thus destroying all of the robots in the present, or excuse me, the good future and the past. And there you have it, that's the first zone in the bag. Might have sped through a little bit too quickly, but you'll guys get the idea as we go along. What I just jumped into there was a special ring, much like Sonic 1, which will take us to a special stage that allows us to collect a time stone. Not a Chaos Emerald, but a time stone. And these special stages look like this. Not my favorite, but I do enjoy these quite a bit more than the average person. You're going around attacking these UFOs, destroying them, in order to collect a time stone. They get progressively harder as you go along, and each UFO has a different item item that it'll give you. So for example, the blue ones, the 2 blue ones in each level, will give you speed shoes that speed Sonic up. The rest will give you rings, and there's a special red and blue UFO that will give you extra time to collect the rest of the UFOs should you run down to about 30 seconds, I believe. So there's the first one in the bag. I'll show as many as I can. You have to collect 50 rings to get into these stages. I'll show as many as I can prior to getting all of the generators. But we will be going for the generators and not the time stones. But hopefully I can get at least 6, just so you can see the bulk of the stages. If you really want, let me know. I will show off the last one, maybe some time trials. They are available in time trials if you want to do that. So if you are interested in whatever I don't show, just let me know in the comments, and maybe we can rectify that. Here we are, second portion of Palm Tree Panic, and there's a pass sign right here if you want to get that. And I'm waiting for a really nice place to time travel, so let's not get too much speed. But if so, there are some other signs. In each zone, each level, or each portion of each level, there are 5 past zones and 5 future signs. Past signs and 5 future signs. Let's see if we can get up there. No? Okay. Well, actually, that would have been a good place to time travel. Lost it. Darn. Yeah, so you can time travel. It gives you plenty of options to get into the past and future. Here we go. Like I said, here's the second one. And let's see if we can't get some good speed up here. So, you know what? Let's not spin dash. Oh, you know what? This might just work. This might just work. Time travel freestyle right there. There are some pretty good places to time travel, but it's always nice when you just pull something together like that. Here we are back again in the past. I will say also, each zone, each stage has different music for each level. So, as you may have heard, you have the present Palm Tree Panic. Oh, there's a good place to time travel. Present Palm Tree Panic music, and then you also have past. There's also the good future, which you'll be hearing after I collect this last generator in this act, and the bad future, which we may or may not get to hear depending on the level, depending on how and when I get these generators. But I'll try to show it off at some point. So here we go, just hop up here. No! Alright, that's alright. So, there's the second one, second generator. And actually, if you want to stay on this high path, if you're trying to collect all those Metal Sonic generators as well, because Metal Sonic will be camping out around here. Jump, and there he is. So hop on him. There's one little Easter egg that I think I should show off if I can follow. Actually, I have a past sign, so let's a future, excuse me. Let's try to time travel. One way, if you're hunting for a good spot to time travel, is to get some speed and hit a spring. If you keep bouncing on that spring, if I can do it without hitting the wall, you can actually time travel because the spring will carry your momentum, thus carrying the sparkles and sending you to your destination. So here we are, back into the future, right after it loads. And there we go. Or excuse me, the present. From the past you go to the future. Oh, you know what? I actually took the wrong zone. In the first zone of Palm Tree Panic, you will find Amy Rose, her first appearance in the series. She's hanging out in the very beginning of Palm Tree Panic, at the end of the stage in the very first zone. I should actually clarify that each zone, unlike Sonic CD, or unlike Sonic 1 and 2 and 3 and Knuckles, each zone, each level is called an act, and each portion of each act is called a zone. Kind of interesting. But anyway, here we are. Goal sign lets you know you're finished, and let's pass Robotnik to finish the stage. I always love that little ending jingle too. Teleportation, yeah. Scooby-Doo bop indeed. So, much like Sonic 3, or excuse me, Sonic 1, there are 3 portions to every level. So here you have the final act, or final zone, which is a boss level. Something interesting about each of these zones, though, is there's always an invincibility box, at least one of them. There's always at least one shield, and there's also at least one extra life box. In addition to that, there are also exactly 100 rings, thus giving you 2 lives before you fight these bosses, none of which I think are actually needed, but I will show you in this first level here how to get all those rings. Not too difficult, but here we go. Just going to jump across here, jump on top of the loop, get these rings up here. There was the extra life, and let's head back. Yeah, like I said, these bosses really don't require any of that. They're not like your traditional 8-hit Sonic, classic Sonic bosses, but some of them can be kind of tedious to say the least. But nothing you can't handle. I don't think you can handle. I think you definitely get nothing. Let's get the second invincibility. And where are the rest of those rings? I think I have them all from over there. So let's hop into the loop, and there should be 2 left. Oh no, I missed one. Alright, well, take my word for it. You can indeed get 2 extra lives. No idea where that last one is. Probably just missed it. But here we go. First boss. Now you can cheese this boss, his little Robo Walker, by standing on the right where I was, because as you'll notice, he has these bouncers. You can't hit him from the front until he lowers the bouncers. If you stand on the right though, you can hit him from behind, but even without doing that, you can cheese him pretty easily. And there you have it. That is the first boss of Sonic CD in the bag. Pop the capsule, and instead of animals, there are flowers. Very nice addition. Everything in this game looks so beautiful. So the flower aesthetics, everything that's in this game really brings it out. And here we are. The second act, or second level, Collision Chaos. There's a hidden shield up there. And here's Amy Rose. If you missed her in the first section, she'll follow you around. I don't find her annoying, as most people do, but that's just personal for me. We're gonna actually jump up here and stand there and watch what happens. Who's that? Metal Sonic coming to take Amy Rose away. Some might think that's a good thing, but let's go save her anyway. So that's really the goal of this game. Besides here's the story. Robotnik went and enchained Little Planet, which is the planet that we are on, with his little badniks and whatnot. And he's harvesting their power to change the futures and the bad futures, where Robotnik rules the land and yada yada yada. You know, typical Robotnik stuff. Sonic has to stop him. The subplot, however, is one in which Amy Rose is kidnapped by Metal Sonic. I don't know what he wants with her, but they have her nonetheless, and Sonic, being the good Samaritan he is, has to go save her. Because who wouldn't? So here we go. Collision Chaos, much in the vein of a Spring Yard Zone, a personal favorite of mine, especially that music. That Spring Yard music is amazing. But yes, much like Sonic 1's Spring Yard Zone or the Carnival Night levels, things like that, this is Collision Chaos. Lots of bouncers, lots of springs, lots of ramps to get you up to speed. Not too difficult of a level yet. None of these levels I find are that difficult. The hardest part is probably the exploring, finding the pass signs, and thus the darn bad name. Also the pass signs of the robot generators. Not to mention good places to time travel. But we have a pass sign, and actually, if we can stop bouncing on that spring and jump in here, we can hop up here, and perfect. There's another pass sign and a perfect place to time travel. You know, there are a lot of these places in the game, but like I said, it's really fun when you can just kind of throw something together, freestyle a time travel. But here we go. We're in the pass of Collision Chaos, something which I really enjoy. I love all these pass zones. They're just, I don't know, the orange sky looked like sunset. There was the generator, so all the badniks are gone. I don't know. I understand it's a Sonic CD game, which is technically more powerful. That console is more powerful than a Genesis, and you know it really does show. Even though a lot of these aesthetics are the same, the little additions, you know, how layered this background looks, it's just very nice. Metal Sonic here. You know, a lot of these zones are places that I could see myself wanting to visit, just, you know, regardless of all the badniks. They really are beautiful locations. But we spent enough time here, so let's try to spin dash off of here. Here's where the springs are really getting your way. Lots of bumpers, lots of springs to throw you off. But if you keep heading right, you'll be okay. And more. Bouncing around like usual. Springs give you 100 points. And here's the goal. And let's hop into this special stage. So something you'll notice. It says Sonic made a good future in Zone 1. of Collision Chaos. If you don't get a good future, it'll say something like Sonic got past or got through Zone 1, in which case you'll end up in a bad future in Zone 3. So here we go. Turn left to start, and we'll get these two right here. And hopefully one more. Yes. Alright. So, something else to notice in these special stages is water. There's water or like an oil or some kind of liquidy substance in all of the special stages. And if you step in them, you'll actually lose time. That's what I'll demonstrate here. You'll see the time goes down by about 10 seconds. Which, like I said, you can replenish with that special red and blue UFO. But really, these first ones aren't too much to nap out. You should be able to do relatively easily, even though I seem to be failing right now. Just get this last one turn and jump, and you're good to go. These stages also have little black spikes, which will deplete your rings. If you do get over 100 rings, I believe you get an extra life at every stage. Let's find out here. In the old game, it used to say extend player, so I believe the rings factor into your lives, or it might just be score. And there we go. So something else, which you might have just noticed when we got the life, Sonic speaks in this game. There is some sort of digitized voice for him. He has a few lines, yes, when he gets an extra life, and one more if you leave the game running for 3 minutes, which maybe I could show off at some point, I don't know when, but he'll say, I'm out of here, and actually give you a game over if you leave the console on, the game running for 3 minutes without touching Sonic. So, but anyway, here we are, Zone 2 of Collision Chaos, pass sign right here, and good time travel spot right above it. And there we go. One great thing about this port, or this remastering, whatever you want to call it, of Sonic CD, the load times are drastically cut down from the original. I never owned a CD, original Sega CD, but from what I've seen, the load times are terrible. But there you go, first robot, or second robot generator of Collision Chaos. And now we just have to get through the level. If you stay towards the bottom, actually let's do that. I normally take the top route, but if you stay towards the bottom, you'll be able to find Metal Sonic right through one of these little passageways. Let's see if we can find the little sucker. So, oh, something else I should mention actually about the spin dash choice that you have. The original spin dash, like we all know from the Genesis days, you hold down, you tap A, and Sonic speeds up, or you tap whatever jump button you have. In this case, you hold down and just press the jump button, and Sonic revs up in place, at which point he will speed off. So that's always it might be a little bit different for you if you're coming strictly from playing the Genesis games, but you'll get used to it, nothing too much to worry about. Here's Metal Sonic, but as a counter to the spin dash, you have the super peel out, which you hold up, tap A, continue holding up, Sonic will rev up in place standing, and he runs in place, and will speed off that way. Not too much of a difference. You can always just press down after the super peel out to go into a spin dash. It's a little bit faster than the generic spin dash, but it's a nifty little option nonetheless, and doesn't tend to make a return in many Sonic games. I can only think of it as his taunt in Brawl. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I'm not too sure where else they may have put it in. I believe it was in the Game Gear games. But one thing I will point out, as you notice, so right, there's a goal sign, but there's also a second goal sign in this act. If you head up here and, let's see, hit this spring, actually we can just go up right here onto this higher platform. There's a second goal sign. I believe in this new version you get a trophy for it, or an achievement, but it's there. Nice little secret, I guess you could call it. But that's it for, oh actually no, that's not it. So there I am, my Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 craze. It's getting ready to end the video, and we have another zone to go. So here we are, the good future of Collision Chaos, a good future with one of the most annoying bosses in this game. You can see a little sneak preview of Robotnik down there. And I wonder what kind of writing that is. It's not Japanese, but it is interesting to say the least. There are also, like I said, 100 rings, an extra life, shields, invincibility, all that stuff in this special, or in this zone. but because of this boss, I don't think I'll be getting it. So Robotnik sits up here in his little walk. That was fast, not gonna lie. Alright, normally that doesn't happen that fast, but let me just explain. Robotnik sits up where you saw him, just dropping these little bouncy bombs that hit Sonic, forcing him back down to the bottom of the stage, and as I showed, you have to get to the top of the stage. Now, that rarely ever goes that fast, especially say in the bad future, if you're going for the time stones, where Robotnik, there are a lot more bumpers, a lot more springs, and Robotnik drops the bombs seemingly with more, with a higher frequency. But this time, the good future, I kind of sped through that a little faster than I wanted to. Anyway, here we are. The capsule is right there. Let's pop it, and let's call that a video. You have been watching Sonic CD with me. Stay tuned, we'll be coming back with another zone titled Tempest next time. Thanks for watching.